people often leave comments on my YouTube videos like, I didn't even know you talked. And I don't. But today I'm legally forced to, so. Copying others makes you unique. My life can be put into 4 stages: baby, school, depression, and YouTube. The baby part. So when I was born, I was pretty much exactly the same as I am today. Bald, but also introverted, quiet. And while the other kids were, I don't know, screaming and pooping, I was sitting and just listening to stuff happening around me in silence. And that's something I got from my dad, known as severe social anxiety. So I didn't really want to be quiet and sit in silence. I just was too scared. But my parents were very encouraging and they wanted to help me grow and encourage me to do stuff. So they put music instruments in front of me. I don't have any siblings. I lived in an apartment in downtown Stockholm, Sweden. So I would just sit alone and try all these music instruments out and try to learn them on my own. And of course, I fell in love with the most elegant, introverted, beautiful music instrument, the drums. And so at 5 years old, my mom heard of this new music school that just opened up right next to me, and she wanted me to go there. So to join the school at 5 years old, I simply had to play a little performance in front of a jury and then beat 250 other 5-year-olds to get one of the spots, 25 spots. So that was easy. I did that. And then I noticed that the school was all run by a bunch of former Soviet Union escapees, classical musicians, extremely strict. And I hated strict teachers. I hated classical music, and I especially hated performing in front of people. So that's what I did for the next 12 years, 13 years, from 1999 at the age of 5 until 2012 when I graduated at the age of 18. But during that time, I also did lots of other stuff like play computer games. I loved the internet. We actually had the internet all the way from the 90s, and I'd go on my parents' computer in the apartment. And at 12 years old, in 2005, I got my own gaming computer. And I would play video games like RuneScape and Battlefield 2. Battlefield 2 made in Sweden, by the way, in Stockholm, right next to me. Very good game. And I'd also make music and be creative and do video making in a free software called Windows Movie Maker. Great high quality videos. And then at one point, my friend came over from school and he was like, can you upload one of your videos? I want to share it to some of my friends because it's so funny, such a good video. And we couldn't really do that. We didn't know how. We didn't have iPhones. We couldn't just send a video over. So he told me about this brand new, very unknown website called YouTube. And I was instantly stuck. Like, I would watch YouTube videos every day, all day. The one, Evolution of Dance, I remember that being the #1 most viewed video on YouTube for a very long time. And I also started watching these 2 YouTubers called Smosh. And I remember watching them and I loved their videos. And at one point, they started reaching really close to 100,000 subscribers. And when they eventually reached it, they were the first to do so on all of YouTube. And I remember that. I thought, wow, this is incredible. They turned YouTube, this new weird platform, into a career, a job, and their lives. So that gave me kind of 2 life goals. I'm going to become a YouTuber, because that's apparently a job you can do. And I want to hit 100,000 subscribers. That's my life goal. And so in 2006, I uploaded my first video featuring this cat, this exact image that I found on Google. So I just put together a bunch of pictures from Google that I stole, And I put texts in Swedish on top of that with very many grammatical errors. And I made a terrible little story in Swedish and uploaded to YouTube. And surprisingly, it got 15,000 views, which was insane at that time when the world's biggest YouTubers had 100,000 subscribers. Unfortunately, I can't show you that video right now because it got deleted. And so did all of my other videos from that time and all of my channels. I had many channels. Because at that time, when you got one copyright claim, one copyright strike, they deleted everything, all of your accounts. So all of my accounts were connected to one email address. Gone. Unrecoverable. So that it's a bit different today. Well, kind of. So that's what I did back then. And then I'd also do other things than sit on my computer. For the 5 minutes that I didn't sit by the computer, I would play on this very basic Yamaha keyboard. And it's got all of the bad sounds and all the bad little songs. When you hit play, it starts playing like some bad beat. And me and my one friend would play around, just play songs we knew, and try to play them in funny ways with all the bad sounds and sound effects like ooh, 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 stuff like that. And that's what I did in my free time. We did not have iPhones back then, so that's all I did. And that led me into a love for music, but a hate for my music school. So I realized at my school there was a difference between being a musician and being an instrumentalist. And I like to compare that to being sort of a book writer and a linguist. A linguist knows everything about language. You can, I don't know, they know the dictionary or something, and they know grammar and stuff. But still, the book writer writes the better story. So an instrumentalist can be the world's best violinist or piano player or whatever, but still maybe they don't make the best music. And so at my school, everyone was world-class instrumentalists, the teachers and the students and everyone. But they barely could create their own music or anything like that. And I found that incredibly weird, because to me, how could you be a musician without wanting to create your own music? And so when I graduated from school, high school in 2012 at 18 years old, I was very depressed. And I tried to do other stuff. I did not want to do classical music anymore. So I went to film school, dropped out. I got a job, quit. I moved to Canada for a while to live with my cousins. Hated that, came back. And I realized the problem was obviously not the stuff I was doing. The problem was me. I was depressed. So I had to change sort of from the inside. And to do that, I had to move out. I had to move out and get my own space. I'd never really had my own space. And the easiest way to do that in Stockholm, because there's no apartments anywhere, is to go to school, a university, and get a student apartment. So that's what I did. I got a student apartment, the worst, tiniest apartment ever. I could barely fit my bed and my computer, and my toes were touching the stove when I slept. So I did that, and 2 weeks later, after I moved out, I had my first viral video.
Yeah. You used to call me on my cell phone, late night when you need my love. Call me on my cell phone, late night when you need my love. And I know when that hotline blink, that can only mean one thing. I know when that hotline blink, that can only mean one thing. Ever since I left the city, you got a reputation for yourself now. Everybody knows and I feel left out. Girl, you got me down, you got me stressed out. Cause ever since I left the city, you started wearing less and going out more. Glasses of champagne out on the dance floor, hanging with some girls I never seen before. You used to call me on my cell phone. I know when that hotline blink, that can only mean one thing. I know when that hotline blink, that can only mean one thing. Ever since I left the city, you and me, we just don't get along. You make me feel like I did you wrong. Going places where you don't belong. Ever since I left the city, you got exactly what you.
Thank you so much for playing my game.
Unfortunately, I did not upload that video. Thank you. Unfortunately, I did not upload that video to YouTube because I was very scared of all the copyright stuff. So I uploaded it to Tumblr, which was like the Wild West at the time. And I got a big Tumblr following, which was great, except it didn't pay anything. And I would, right away when I woke up, the morning after I uploaded this video, I uploaded it late at night, I woke up and it had blown up overnight, which is like the creator's dream. I would sit on my phone and refresh. This was in 2015. I would refresh my phone, and every time I refreshed, I'd have more likes, more shares. And of course, I bragged to all my brand new friends at university about this. I had known them for 2 weeks. And then after that, it blew up even more. So people on the internet started writing articles about this one video. So articles were written on MTV, VH1, Billboard, and most importantly, World Star Hip Hop. So I bragged more to my friends about that. And then after that, one of those creator dreams or like rock star, movie star dreams happened. I went home from university one day and I had a message on my Tumblr from a girl who had recognized me. She saw me at my university campus and recognized me from my video. That's like a huge thing. I bragged more to my friends about that. I can't imagine they liked me very much. And then one time, this one friend, a few months later, was like, so you're a one-hit wonder. You're probably going to be known as like the Nintendo Hotline Bling Drake guy forever. But I'd already uploaded this video.
Guess who's back?
And that video is a song called Still DRE that I heard when my friend had it as his ringtone when we were 15 years old. That's the thing back then. You'd buy ringtones on your phone. And I had never heard it before. And then I tried to learn it on the piano. And those notes, I just played it by ear slowly, like do, 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 do. And playing it slowly like that made me realize it sounded just like Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. So that's how I got that idea. And I also realized playing everything by ear always kind of gave me this ability to connect songs and link songs and sounds to each other instantly. So that's how I got the first viral video as well. When I heard Drake's Hotline Bling for the first time, I instantly heard a connection to those Nintendo game soundtracks that I'd heard before for some reason. And it was like obvious to me that they went together. And same with this. And then I geniusly dropped out of school after a year to pursue YouTube full time. At the time, I had maybe 2,000 subscribers. At that point, I had made about $0. On Tumblr, I had quite a few followers, but $0. And then in the summer of 2016, I made another video that did okay as well, with a little new concept to it. Household items.
In my hand. One more time before I go.
Thank you. And finally, I had a video that performed really well everywhere except YouTube. It did well on Instagram, on Facebook, on Tumblr, I got like millions of views, 100,000 new followers on Instagram, on Facebook, everywhere. On YouTube, I had maybe 4,000 subscribers. So still no money. And then a bit later, a few months later, in the fall of 2016, I made the video that I'm kind of the most proud of, because it's a video that creatively everything came from me. It's not someone else's song or anything like that. And that's this video.
That it, the final boss of the game still puzzles to be now.
Thank you. And that video also did okay, I guess, on YouTube. And at that point, fall 2016, I had maybe 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. Pretty respectable. And towards the winter, I still hadn't uploaded barely anything else. And people ask me all the time, how do you get subscribers on YouTube? How do you get followers, this and that? On YouTube, I can't tell you. I know how to get followers on every other platform. But on YouTube, suddenly in the winter of 2016, my still DRE video that I uploaded 1 year earlier started blowing up, getting millions of views. And on New Year's Eve 2016, I hit 100,000 subscribers, my life goal. So what was I supposed to do after that? I had no idea, and I still don't. And I was still very depressed, so 100,000 subscribers did not help that, I guess. And I wanted to upload more videos, but depression made me unable to do so. I just was sitting there with like 100 ideas on my computer that were all probably just as good as the videos you've seen, but that were never made. So in the summer of 2017, half a year passed. I was now at 300,000 subscribers. So I'd gone from 30,000 to 300,000 without uploading or doing anything. A very strange experience. And so I decided to go to this music festival in London just to see Green Day that were performing and Phil Collins at the same music festival for some reason. And Justin Bieber was the day after. Strange lineup. And that going to London kind of gave me this deadline. Like, if I upload a video before I go to London, I'll feel happy and relaxed on my vacation. So that kind of gave me a deadline to follow. So right before I went to London, I finally, after half a year of being gone, uploaded another video. Thank you. So that was the first time I uploaded a YouTube video when I actually had a following. So for the first time, it blew up on YouTube right away. And it actually hit all the worldwide YouTube trending pages, even here in Germany. And it also hit the YouTube American trending page, which is extremely hard to do. And it peaked at number 5 in the US, which is, it was the highest peaking Swedish YouTube video that entire year. So at that point, overnight, when I was in London, just chilling, I got another 100,000 subscribers on top of that. And one of those dreams you have when you dream of becoming famous, a rock star, a movie star, or something, one of those dreams you have in the back of your head happened at that music festival in London that I went to. And that's that I got to take my first fan selfie. Big achievement for me. And after that, nothing much happened. I kept uploading videos. They all performed well, because since I only posted once every 2 months, people believed that I was like working really hard on every video, and it got kind of hyped up, while in reality I was like sitting, playing video games, being depressed. So every video I made like the night before, but they still blew up each time because of that hype. And it kept going really well. And in the spring of 2019, an artist named Billie Eilish dropped a song called Bad Guy, a very big song. And when I heard Bad Guy the first time, I instantly connected it once again to another song, a meme song, a very viral meme song called Lazy Town, We Are Number One. And they had the same kind of melody. So I figured, okay, I can do what I did in that Still DRE video. I combine 2 very different songs. And I can also do what I did in that one Drake video where I do household objects to kind of make the beat, because this song had a pretty basic beat. So I combined all that and I made this video. Oh.
I'm the bad guy. Duh.
And thank you. That video instantly got pretty successful, but I remembered this one comment that my internet friend Grande, who makes meme videos, left on YouTube Rewind 2018. If you guys remember YouTube Rewind, I think that's still the most disliked video on all of YouTube today. And he left this comment on that video, which got it blew up. It got over 500,000 likes for a comment, and like lots of publicity for that, the world's most liked comment. So I decided to copy that concept to promote my own video, and I commented, "I'm the bald guy," on Billie Eilish's Bad Guy music video. And it went pretty well. So that comment was the first comment ever on all of YouTube to hit 1 million likes. And it's now at like 3-point-something million likes, which is still the world's most liked YouTube comment, which doesn't matter to anyone. It doesn't pay me. But like, YouTube sent me an award for this, which was also great, even though it doesn't matter to anyone, because I could make a YouTube video on it, so I could actually make some money from that video. But that comment pushed traffic to my Billie Eilish video. And my Billie Eilish video pushed traffic to the comment, and they kind of grew together. And they both blew up to some extreme extent. And at the end of 2019, the year I posted that video, the Billie Eilish video I posted had performed so well, it was the 6th most liked YouTube video for 2019 out of all videos on YouTube, which is absolutely crazy to me. And I'm very grateful for that. So my video got, or I got put into YouTube Rewind 2019, which was the one really terrible YouTube Rewind where they just had like top 10 lists of everything. It was like a Watch Mojo video. And things went pretty well from there. If you remember these two dudes, Smosh, that I started watching like 45 years ago, I'm now pretty close friends with them. And I've made a video with Anthony as well on his channel. So that's sort of a life achievement. So what I want to say is, I copied others a lot, but I didn't steal from them. I took concepts and I added my own twist to it. I took the good concepts from this stuff, this stuff, this stuff, put them together to make something new. That's what I want you guys to do as well, to perform whatever you do, be it promoting an event like this or promoting your own YouTube channel or being creative. And you should not do what Kevin Hart did when he just ripped my audio from my video and pretended like it's his son playing the piano and posting it to TikTok. But a video like that clearly can't get much traction, right? 4 million likes. I got like 25 million views. I'm not mad about it though, but copying others makes you unique. That's all I have to say. Thank you. I'm Seth Everman.